It's actually kind of not two homes, but it's a home, original home, and a remodel that was done in the 1870s. And so in the center here we have the original adobe, and it was 3 bedrooms. It was white, it was plastered and painted white. It had a flat roof. Now it's got what they call a pitched roof. That's why I like to do that with my fingers. And it didn't have any windows. And if you wanted to go from one room to the next, you had to come outside and then go back in again, because they didn't have any passageways in between. Now when you go inside, you will see those passageways, but you also have to remember that this home wasn't just lived in the 1840s, and 1850s and then abandoned. Not at all. This was actually being lived in and utilized up through the 1960s. So obviously people are going to do remodels, including William Workman himself. In the 1870s, when he had a little bit more money, he added the extra wings on here. Actually, I take that back. Before that, he had built some adobe shops that were out into the courtyard here, so it was a kind of a U-shaped home. In a little bit, I'll show you a diagram so you can kind of get that idea better. And then in the 1870s, when he wanted to remodel it into a more modern home, then he took down those shops in the wings out here and then created the wings out of red brick and wood rather than adobe. When they got here, there weren't a whole lot of trees, and adobe was plentiful. It was a plentiful building material. Everyone here know what adobe is made from?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's dirt and mud. It's mud. Yeah, with clay in it, absolutely, and grass, and sometimes manure, even. Anything that would help to hold it together. And then it was made into bricks. We'll see some actual adobe bricks from this house when we get inside in a few minutes. So, like I said, later, windows were added, the doorways in between the rooms were added, and the partial basement was added to it as well. And then a kitchen was added right into that room there. It's really cool. It's all lined in red brick from the walls down and across the floor. So if there was a fire or something, it had a natural fire break in there. So anyway, a fantastic home in so many ways. Also, one of the things that I forgot to mention, that we have a few things in this house that you can touch, and I will let you know that as we go through the tours. I would appreciate, though, if you don't touch, mostly because in the past I've been part of the cleaning crew as part of what I volunteered to do here. I don't like your fingerprints. And I have to laugh because what'll happen, and you'll watch, somebody will forget. When we come up here, you can see that the wall is no longer white; it's actually gray. And I'm not kidding you. People will go up to it like this, and it's like you want to smack them. I don't want to smack anybody, nor would I. But I'm just saying, At any rate, so we'll talk about that in just a second. As we go up the stairs, please. This is where you can touch. Please hold the handrail and watch your step. Center. I'm going to close this. People utilize the center door for some reason. I'm not into that personally. At any rate, so in the 1870s, also the building material not only reverted from being adobe to red brick and wood. It was very popular to use granite. We're used to that being, countertops. They used it on their homes, and it looks like it's granite here. And this has actually been painted on the outside of the plaster, okay? And it's called stippling. So now, good, he remembered. Yeah, like people want to look at it, and it's like, really? It's not stone? It isn't. It's just gray paint with little flecks of black and white on it, and grout lines painted into it. So, it was built to look like it was granite, but still, just painted over the plaster. So as we go inside, as we go inside, I'm gonna point out right here, there's a window into, you can see the adobe brick in there. You can also see a header that's made out of a branch. I mean, it's still, you can still see the bark and stuff on it. Please also though, in your love to looking up and seeing what's going on up, notice also that there's about this much of a step up. I grow about 3 inches when I get on that, and I'm already tall enough. So anyway, so you can even see the grass that, so it's like 180-year-old grass. So, like I said, remember to step up here. So far, so good. Okay, so last one in gets to close the door. Yeah, here we go. So yeah, there you go. Thank you very much. So this room, well, let me start it this way. Like, so we had 3 rooms in the original adobe, and we are in the original adobe, the 1840 version. We are not sure exactly how it was laid out in this. We think that this would have been William Workman and his wife Nicolasa's bedroom area, but we're not quite sure. I mean, we have no photographs, we have no blueprints. The only way we know much about how the house was laid out is that